All right, let's talk about something I think we all feel. Why is it that politics today often feels less like, actual governing and more like some kind of never-ending show?
You know that feeling, right? You're scrolling through your feed or you're watching the news, and you just get this sense that you're watching a performance, a really carefully staged show. It's exhausting. This feeling that everything is a spectacle and it's all designed to get a very specific reaction out of you.
But here's the thing. While it's super easy to point the finger at social media or the 24/7 news cycle for all this political theater, the real blueprint for it all, it wasn't cooked up in some tech lab in Silicon Valley. No, seriously, the DNA of your social media feed is actually over 400 years old, and it was planted in the court of one of the most masterful political performers in all of history.
Okay, so let's dive into this. We are heading way back to Elizabethan England, where Queen Elizabeth I basically turned the whole act of rolling into an art form. She created a playbook that, believe it or not, is still very much in use today. This quote right here, this is pretty much the core idea for our entire explainer. It's this simple but really powerful thought that to govern, you've always had to put on a good show. And to understand that show, well, we need to know who the main players are.
First step, you've got the state. Back in Elizabeth's day, this was, literally her, the monarch. She was the walking, talking embodiment of power. Today, you can think of it as the political authority, the president, the prime minister, the party in charge, basically the central figure of power. Next up, there's the subject. And, well, that's us, the public. You, me, everybody. Our role in this whole drama is to watch, to react, and crucially, to have our relationship with power carefully managed by the state. And finally, the third piece of the puzzle is the spectacle. Think of this as the stage itself. For Queen Elizabeth, this was all about elaborate court ceremonies, public plays, grand portraits. It's the essential tool that the state uses to legitimize itself, to prove that it deserves to be in charge. So now that we have our cast of characters, the state, the subject, and the spectacle, let's take a look at how this playbook for crafting a leader's public image has been handed down generation after generation. I mean, you can draw a straight line from one to the other, can't you? Elizabeth used these very physical, in-person performances, like royal dances and processions, to project her power. Today's leaders, they use a different kind of stage, a campaign rally that feels like a rock concert, or a perfectly crafted Instagram story. But the goal is exactly the same: build a powerful personal brand. And this quote, man, it just nails the central point, doesn't it? Power isn't just about having armies or passing laws. It's about perception. Elizabeth knew her authority was only as strong as her subjects' belief in it. And for any leader today, that fundamental truth has not changed one bit. So how do you build that belief? Well, through myth-making. Elizabeth wasn't just a queen. She was branded as the Virgin Queen, or Gloriana, these powerful symbols of national purity and strength. This created a deep emotional bond with her people. Fast forward to today, and that same myth of the leader is built through slick, brand-like campaigns. The goal is identical: forge that emotional connection, often pushing the messy details of policy way into the background. Okay, so now let's shift gears and talk about the audience, the subject, because our role in this whole political play has changed big time. We aren't just sitting in the audience anymore. Think about it. Back in the day, the public theater was where you could go to, poke fun at the powerful. A Shakespeare play might show a king being overthrown, and that gave people a sort of safe, carnivalesque way to vent their political frustrations. Today, that stage is our social feed. Political memes, viral TikToks, online satire, they serve the exact same purpose: a way to mock and critique authority from what feels like a safe distance. And this is where our role has fundamentally changed. We're not just passive spectators anymore. The state puts on its show, and we, the subject, we perform right back by liking, sharing, commenting, and posting. But here's the kicker. The platform itself, the spectacle, is watching our every move. It's collecting all that data from our performance to help the state fine-tune its next performance. Yeah, this quote really drives home the modern price of admission, doesn't it? Every single time we engage online, we are feeding the machine. Our own performance becomes the data that reinforces the very system of spectacle we might be trying to criticize. The stage is interactive now, and it is always listening. All right, so let's pull all these threads together now. We've seen the Elizabethan model, and we've seen how it echoes in our world today.
The technology, the costumes, the stage, it's all changed. But the fundamental nature of political theater, that stayed pretty much the same.
This table really lays it all out so clearly. The state has morphed from the monarch's actual physical body to the leader's carefully managed digital brand. The subject has gone from being a required spectator in the crowd to an active participatory performer. And the spectacle? Well, it's moved from the royal court and the public theater to the ever-present screen in your pocket.
And that's really the bottom line, isn't it? Whether we're talking about a royal procession in the 16th century or a tweet that goes viral in the 21st, the core goal has not changed one bit. It is and always has been about using engineered performance to manage and control the public's relationship with power. And this is precisely why all of this matters so much. The spectacle isn't just some silly distraction from the real business of politics. According to this framework, the spectacle, the glitter, the performance, the whole show is actually the thing that makes political power possible in the first place. It can't exist without it.
So I guess I'll just leave you with this question. The next time you're scrolling through your feed and you're watching some political drama unfold, just pause for a second and ask yourself, in this grand, centuries-old performance of power, what role are you playing? Are you in the audience? Are you on the stage? Or maybe you're a little bit of both.